the new type I would introduce would be the wood type. And I know we've got the grass type, which basically means wood wouldn't actually mean anything. But if you can have a water and ice type, why can't you have a grass and wood type? You could use so many different Pokemon, like Sudowoodo could become a wood type. I know it is rock, I know that sort of lore behind it. There's a few Pokemon out there that could become the wood type, like Trevenant maybe. I know it's grass ghost, but you could have wood ghost. I think it would be a very unique addition. You could have possibly a wood fire type, which is like a campfire. Starting off with some kindling, then it grows into a bit of a campfire, and then it's like some proper burning lumber, like a stocky thing, and it helps. There's a Pokemon that can help guide through people lost souls through the forest, that sort of thing. So yeah, I'd probably introduce the wood type, and I'd maybe, in that, give Timber the wood type, give Conkeldurr the steel type, and also give Gurdurr the steel type and Conkeldurr the rock type as secondary typings, or even new forms. But yeah, wood type for me.
A lot of people say sound would be a good one, and I do kind of agree with that, but if I were to make my own type, I might want to do something like goo or sticky substance. That would fit like Goomy and Ditto, and maybe even like Silcoon and Cascoon or something. Just something like that would be kind of cool. I don't know type matchups well for that, but maybe someone will.
If I'm going to introduce a new type, I'd have to say the Beast type, which would kind of replace the normal type for some Pokemon, not for all, just for like really animalistic Pokemon. Like Tauros would probably stay as a normal type, but Zangoose would probably become a Beast type. As for like strengths and weaknesses, I haven't really thought that far ahead, but I'm thinking it would be strong against the normal type and still weak against fighting, much like a normal type, but it would also be weak to, say, Fairy and Fire, because, well, fairy tales, the beasts are always hunted down, and fire, well, that's pretty much a given. But as for other strengths, I can't really think of anything right now. Maybe against grass, maybe against rock, but I haven't put too much thought. I just literally was trying to find something that wasn't sound or digital like other people would probably be mentioning.
Another pretty tough question to answer. I have thought about this a lot, and I know things like sound and light are very popular answers, which are definitely very cool ones, but I think if I was to add just one, it would probably be like a wind or air type. I think it's the one thing missing from Pokemon that's in traditional JRPGs. I'm not sure how to balance it and how to differentiate from flying, but I do think it would be pretty cool to have like a wind type.
So going on to what would be a new type if I was to introduce it into Scarlet and Violet. It's not something I've ever really thought about, but after you set the questions, I had a little think, and probably, I don't know how it would work, but probably some sort of interchangeable weather type. So, a bit of lightning, thunder, so a little bit of ground going in there, wind, storm, rain, that sort of thing. So an interchangeable type, whether that would work or not, I don't know, and how it could have any weaknesses, but a bit of an elemental type, just purely interchangeable, so it could be quite tricky to go up against. Not something I ever really thought about, but yeah, that's my answer.
We have enough types, so I think my answer is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to alter the question just a bit. I would choose to make this region change the way that types influenced each other, or you can have like a special like circumstance, like a new gimmick or whatever, to make it to where opposites are the weaknesses and resistances or something like that. Some kind of force, how like the Power Spot Dynamaxed Pokemon, maybe there's some kind of force making water weak to fire or something like that. That'd be kind of crazy, like changing flipping around the resistances and weaknesses and super effectives and all those different things, all the terminology. So instead of making a new type, maybe making a type that flips things around, or we could bring back a type that already exists that's not in the main series games. Well, recent main series games, I should say. Like we could do the shadow typing back from XD Gale Darkness and Coliseum. That's super effective on everything, which is hysterical, and I mean that'd be really, really fun. Maybe they could bring back shadow Pokemon. I don't know. Two separate answers. Not really a definite one though. Sorry.
Well, that's a really difficult question. I know some people like the light type, some people like the what's it called, the sound type. Those are really two, but it appears to me those two are very popular on the internet, so I'm not gonna pick those. I would like to see a space/alien type. You could give that to Deoxys, you could give that to Lunatone and Solrock, and Minior, maybe the Clefable line, or any other Pokemon that might have come from space. Dialga, Palkia, I wouldn't see them changing those types around, but well, they're from space as well. Maybe Palkia could get it over water, because water makes 0 sense. In terms of how it would match up against other types, I feel it would be either immune or resistant to dark, because the universe is already dark, so they're used to the darkness. They would also resist ice, since the universe is a cold place, they would already be used to it. Due to that, they might be weak to fire, although the sun's also around, so I don't know how that's gonna pan out. And I would say they were also weak to Psychic, because smart minds on Earth always try to theorize and confirm and prove that aliens don't exist. So that will be one of the weaknesses. Maybe Fairy, because Fairy is also a pixelated fantasy type, just like aliens usually are depicted as a fantasy. They could be either resistant to each other or something like that. And other than that, I don't really have any more like the game mechanic wise reason for this to work. But I don't know, it just would be really cool to have a space type, a kind of third party to like the fantasy elusive dragons and the fantasy pixelated fairies. There's like a fantasy mysterious space type to add it to those two. More the magical mystery area of Pokemon. I don't know, it sounded really cool to me.
Personally, when it comes to thinking of new typings, it's just, I don't really know. This has always been a tough question when I've been asked before. You know, we have some great elemental typings, including fire, water, grass, electric, all these things. And it's like, you know, what else could they potentially add in? You know, you get some cool stuff that's like maybe the light type, you know, because we have dark and fairy, you know. But then it's just like, why not have something that's specifically just Pokemon from outer space? You know, something like, and I'm not just talking about like Deoxys, Rayquaza, those. I'm talking about specific Pokemon that are just like the space galaxy type. You know, I think that would be really cool to have like, you know, an alien like Pokemon, you know, just kind of like come from the sky and just be like, oh, hey, look at this, you know. And I just feel like, I don't know, this is something that kind of matches up with the Scarlet Violet vibe. When I first saw the trailer, I'm like, you know, it'd be kind of cool to have something new and something just show what it's like to have the outer world of Pokemon that's not just, you know, legendaries, that's not just Rayquaza, not just Deoxys, not just, you know, I mean, we have Clefairy, but I don't really know if that counts. But it's just, I don't know, that's just something that pops in my mind. It's never been an easy question to answer, and I do hope this makes sense.
My answer for the second question, I think I'm gonna hop on the bandwagon for this one. I think I'm gonna go with what a lot of people say and say the sound type. I didn't think it would make sense before, since sound isn't really an element, but so fairies aren't either. Dragon, the types of Pokemon aren't based on elements, they're just their own kind of thing. And I think, you know, not only are pre-existing Pokemon like Exploud and Noivern, you know, potential candidates for this sound type. I don't know if they would change Noivern, considering it's flying dragon. Maybe if they let Pokemon have 3 types, I don't know. But I can see what kind of potential they'd have for a sound in the future, and just to give people what they want, because apparently the Pokemon community really wants a sound type, I think it would make sense for them to introduce it.
I would introduce the sound type. We have way too many Pokemon that are based on sound, and I don't understand why they don't have their own typing yet. Because Pokemon like Jigglypuff, Noivern, and Exploud, they would all be amazing as sound types. You could even change all of the sound-based moves into sound type as well. That would be really amazing. They've changed typings for moves before, so it's nothing crazy. I think Meloetta would be a good sound type as well, but they don't usually change types for legendaries for some reason.
I remember back in the X and Y days, I think there was sound types that were rumored, and I know Pidge mentioned as well in his video, which was light types. I think sound types would be a really cool addition, since we already do have a lot of like sound-based moves. We have Boom Burst, Uproar, Supersonic, Overdrive, I think it is. It's Toxtricity's signature move, which is also a sound type move, I think. So I think that'd be a really cool addition to have, especially because you don't really need to introduce that many more moves to give it that typing. You just say, hey, here's some of these sound type moves, here you go. And it can already change some Pokemon's typings as well. Right off the bat, you have, the Whismur line, you have Chatot. Even if you want to go even crazier, go edit Toxicity.
Now, I don't think there's going to be a new type, and I don't think there should be, but if there was going to be any new type, I think it should be a sound type. Because I think that would work as a type. I don't think light would work because, Fairy is kind of the light type anyway, so I think it would just be a little bit redundant. So I would definitely say the sound type. I think that could work.